Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We are in the garage today and I've got in front of me my latest addition to my motorcycle fleet, I suppose. This is my R1250R. This is a 2020 year model that I purchased just over 2 weeks ago, and I have been extremely happy with it. I've obviously still holding on to the R1300 GS, and that's going to be my adventure bike and more for touring and everything. And this bike is predominantly for commuting purposes, for me to travel to work and so on. So bought the bike from Sydney, got the bike shipped over, got the roadworthy done, registered in Victoria, and I'm really happy. Now this particular version is the R1250R exclusive. It comes with all the bells and whistles from the year 2020, so that includes the adaptive suspension, it's got heated grips, it's got the TFT screen, it's also got the front visor here as well. It's got pro riding modes, it's got cruise control, and everything that you would find on a GS from that year model you can actually have on this. The only thing that it doesn't have is the heated seats, which only I think got introduced in the year 2023 and onwards. And besides that, I think for the later model years, the 2023 model, they also introduced a sports screen as well on your TFT, but otherwise everything is the same. And one more key difference between the 2023 model and the 2020 model is the front headlight. This still uses halogen bulbs, whereas the 2023 model year comes with a full LED with cornering lights and so on. So anyway, really happy with this bike, and I've been using it now for just over a week now commuting. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and the one thing that I noticed is on the left cylinder there seems to be a pronounced ticking sound that I have isolated, and it looks like it's coming from the timing chain. Now, as you are aware with the channel, I have previously owned a 1250 GS Adventure, which essentially is the same engine, but I don't actually notice the GS Adventure having that sound. Having said that, the GS Adventure had only done about 15,000 Ks before I sold it. This bike has got about 26,000 Ks on the clock at the moment, so not much for the year model, but it's definitely more running than my 1250 GSA. So upon investigation, I worked out that in 2023, BMW had then introduced a new timing chain tensioner. So the ones that are on the previous model, the 2019 up to 2023 models, uses a 17mm cam chain tensioner, and it's a bit more shorter, whereas on the 2023 model year onwards they actually upgraded to an upgraded timing chain tensioner, and that uses a 19mm socket. So I went over to BM Motorcycles in Ringwood today. I had a chat with Chris there, and he had a look at the bike, and he reckons that I will benefit from upgrading the cam chain tensioner. And so I purchased one. He had one in stock. I've got the part numbers and everything there if you are looking at getting one. So paid just $200 for this, so not a very expensive part, and it's something quite simple to do. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to show you a quick video on how we install this cam chain tensioner. I'm going to turn on the engine, let you hear the sound of what it sounds before and what it sounds after, and run through you a step-by-step process of how we get this replaced. So let's do this. And I'm going to put the microphone close to the engine. You can sort of hear that ticking sound there, and that's only on the left cylinder.
The right cylinder you don't hear it.
So you don't hear it on the right cylinder, it's only very pronounced on the left cylinder. Okay, so I'm seated next to the bike now, and we're going to go ahead with installing the new chain tensioner. So the position of where this actual tensioner, the original one, is, I'll just show it to you now. I'm just going to use this camera here, and if you just look at your left cylinder, there's just this bolt under it here. Now that's a 17 millimeter bolt, right? The new one, the improved version, comes with a 19 millimeter. So BMW normally does this, they change the sizes so that it becomes noticeably different. So all you need to do is undo that, and when you undo that, there's going to be a bit of oil that is going to come off. So you need to have some sort of a container handy with you. So I've got one of these containers here with a rag just to hold or capture some of that oil. And yeah, once you've done that, you just replace the O-rings that comes in the packet and then put it back on and torque it to the right spec, which is about 32 Newton meters of torque. So it should be a fairly simple process. So 17 millimeter socket, get a bit of a rag there and put this container just at the bottom there because it will spill. There you go. So loosen it. And there you go. You get some oil coming up. Just capture the oil so that it doesn't create a mess. So not much oil at all in total. Okay, so here I've got the original one. It's a 17 mil bolt, and then in here you can see the part number there. All right, that's there from BMW. Let's pull this apart. It's got an O-ring in there. And then it's got so this is the 19 mil, so you can see there's a significant difference in size. And then this thing is meant to go in like that, and there's a bit of spring tension there. And I'm meant to put this here like so. Like so. Now if you look at them side by side, you can actually see that it's actually significantly longer, right? The actual, just the actual thing itself probably is the same, but what's different is the actual thing at the bottom here. It's got a much more longer sort of recess in it that makes it longer. I showed you the difference between the two, so remember to replace the new rubber O-ring that comes in the packet, and also remembering that the new tensioner is got a 19 mil socket, so 19 mil at the bottom. So all we need to do then is probably just give it a bit of a wipe. You can see that the oil that we lose isn't really all that much. It's only a very minute amount. So put that in. You're going to feel a bit of tension there because it is spring loaded. There you go. It's just a bit tight. That's because of the tension. The spring, it's spring loaded. And then you start tightening it, like so. And then, once that's done, Chris has actually written for me, so 32 Newton meters of torque. So you get your torque wrench, and I'm just going to set it to 32 Newton meters. And there we go, 32 Newton meters there. Put that in. That's it, 32 Newton meters. That's all it needs. Just give it a good wipe, like so. And check it again, just to make sure. Yep, it's all in. So, all good. Alright, so firing on. Let's listen to the sound now. What? It's worked. So the ticking sound is gone. No more. Yep, no more sound. Awesome. Okay, there you go guys. So that was a very quick video on how we change the timing chain tensioner on the left cylinder of your R1250. Let it be a GS or let it be a RS or let it be a R. As long as it's the R1250 engine, this is how you do it. So remembering that the 2019 up to 2022 models come with the older tensioner, which has got a 17mm bolt at the bottom, and the model year after that comes with a 19mm bolt at the bottom, and it's slightly longer. So that's the improved tensioner. Obviously somewhere along the lines customers have complained and BMW found a solution and they have upgraded the tensioner. Now when I was speaking to Chris did mention that you wouldn't be doing this if your bike has not at least done 20 to 30,000 kilometers, because if you're having a 2019, 2020 bike and if it's not yet done 20 to 30,000 kilometers, you would not be wanting to change those tensioners because the bike hasn't run in. These engines take long time to run in. You know, it gets smoother the more you ride it. So at 20,000, 25,000, you realize the gearbox gets smoother, the engine gets smoother. So it needs to be really well run in before you actually change the upgraded tensioner. So if your bike is under 25,000 Ks, to be safe, at least minimum 20,000 Ks, I would not recommend that you do this upgrade. It's only if it's done, at least the valve clearance, the major service at 20,000 K. Once that's done, you can then look at this option. Now, it is not an absolute must that you change these tensioners, you upgrade it. Even if you did not, it's fine. According to Chris, the bike will still run as normal. It's not going to damage anything. The bikes will just run as it is. That's how it's been designed to run, and it's not going to cause any problems. Chances are if you go to a dealership, they'll probably tell you the same thing, that you don't have to do it. So this is just something you can do as your own project, or as a personal initiative, rather than an absolute must. All right. So again, a $200 part. You've seen the part number. I'll put the part number in the description as well. Literally just take 10 minutes to do. Look, first time I'm tinkering with an engine. Never done it before in my life, and clearly it's not that hard. It does leak a bit of oil, so make sure you come prepared with a pan or something like that to hold the oil. Now the volume of oil that comes out is really minute, so don't have to worry about, you know, topping your engine up or anything like that. But just check your levels just to be sure, because if you had a low level to begin with, then you're going to be in problem. So mine was fine, so no need to top up the oil in that sense. And when you actually place the tensioner, the new tensioner in, it's going to be a bit hard, right? Because it's spring loaded. You got to sort of force it in gently, and then make sure you don't cross thread it. Make sure it's in. Make sure it screws in properly, and then you use a torque wrench and torque it up to about 32 Newton meters of torque. And then what you do is you just give it a good check to make sure that it does not leak. So maybe when you park the bike, next day morning, just check that nothing leaks out. After your ride, just check that nothing leaks out. If it does, then maybe you haven't done that tightening well enough. So there you go, really quick video on the install of this upgraded part. Hope you liked it. If you did like the video and you found the video helpful, please give us a big thumbs up. Very first video on the R1250R, more videos to come. Give us a big thumbs up, do like the video, do share with your mates, do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.